This is a hard life.
Some people just don't know it.
Well,
Malphus blessings, madame. Are you looking for something to read? Yes, the one the Butcher of Ark wrote himself. I assume the theme... Well, long story short, you're treading on dangerous ground here. If it's a story, you name it, I got it. Malphus blessings, madame. Are you looking... something to read? Malphus blessings, madame. Are you looking for something? You name it, I got it. You name it, I got it. Malphus blessings, madame. Are you looking for something to read?
A penny, madame. Please, just one penny.
Hello, I might. What do you need? Safe travels.
Homeworld.
I see. Vera was the one who thought of looking inside that book. I'm glad she did. Aye, I thought so. Well, we have all 3 clues now. Come on in, let us try it. Here, that's the casket. Left, right, left. Yes, that sounds good. Yes, it worked. By the righteous path, it worked. Yes, this is just like you, isn't it? This is you. I know I've said this 100 times before, but again, thank you for all this. To read these lines, it's as if she were here. Only for a moment, but still. I promise to compensate you for your efforts. I think I could teach you a thing or two about my craft, about locks. Or maybe I can give you a more general tip. What do you say? All right, let me... The way a lock sounds when you knock at it can be crucial to how it works. Now, I would appreciate it if you gave me some time alone. I need to talk to Vera. And I need to make sure what's in this casket doesn't get lost. Thank you again. I will never forget what you did for me. Walk blessed. It's good to... Hmm?
So, find anything? Really? Let me see. Well, well. This might actually help us. Anything else? We need a little...
Elixir of the Cosmic Winds. 2 sheaves of...
Pity. He was a good man. You're from the surface, aren't you? They say that teal are...
So, find anything? Really? Let me see. Well, well. This might actually help us. Anything else? We need a little...
Sister? What blessed?
Hi. How are things?
Well met.
Hello.
I just don't see the fucking point.
Saira, good to see you. Do you need anything? It was stitched into the blanket they found me in near that village. I don't really know if it is my actual name, but I had nothing else to go with, so it stuck. Yes, it is. Master Tyrus, my foster father. He was half Kyranian, as you might have guessed already. Some words just stuck around. Tattoo? Oh, of course, you mean my mark. I've had that for as long as I can remember, and I don't have the slightest idea as to how I got it. No, it isn't. It's just there, that's all. It does. You're the first to tell me that. But thanks, I guess. That's what Tyrus said too. But if it has a meaning, it's obscure. I couldn't find anything in the books, and the Magisters couldn't put their fingers on it either. Not without leaving a bad scar, at least according to the apothecary. And even if that weren't the case, I don't know if I'd want it gone. It reminds me of something. Well, what should I think about them? They're disquieting. Speaking of which, recently there's been word from the League of Apothecary up north. They say that their studies on the Red Madness haven't borne fruit yet, and that it is like no disease they've ever encountered. Honestly, that has rid me of the last of my doubts about the cycle being real, just as the Grandmaster said. Let's just hope we can find out how to stop it. Well, as I told you, I was never very popular with the other novices. You know, the novitiate was very challenging. The Magisters only rarely gave us days off to contemplate, as they called it. The others usually used it to go to the tavern to gamble and drink. I never really liked that kind of pastime, and I still don't. That's true, but when I feel the need to relax, I prefer taking a stroll or spending time in the baths. Whatever secret there is about relaxing to loud music, raucous shouting, and alcohol is beyond me. That's convenient, actually. I think I still owe you an explanation. Yes, but let's talk somewhere else. Come on. So, sorry for all the secrecy. I just didn't want anyone else to listen in. Well, that moment when I neutralized the leader of the bandits in Old Dothelgrad. I'm sure you noticed that I was different then. The bandit leader, when he lured you into that trap and tried to trick me, you must have noticed there was something unusual about me when I dealt with him. Upset. You choose your words carefully, Saira. I appreciate that. I'll make this quick. There is something about me that you don't know. That no one knows, actually. Do you remember what I told you in the curarium about the destroyed village? Well, I wasn't entirely honest with you. Not all of it, no, and it's true that I don't know how I ended up there. But I remembered something just before I regained consciousness. Some kind of vague memory. A feeling coupled with an image. It's hard to describe because it didn't last very long, but I saw myself, but I was somehow above the rooftops, as if I flew. Below me, I saw all the chaos, the dead, the fire, the devastated houses, and I somehow felt hot, but from inside, as if my blood was boiling. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? I'm sorry, but I don't know how to describe it better than that. It was something that actually happened, I'm sure of it. But the memory, it was somehow blurred. Like a dream, but a very vivid one. Nothing. I woke up, and from there things happened just as I've already told you. But that's not really what I'm trying to get at. In that memory, when I saw all those dead bodies and all that destruction, I felt satisfaction, pleasure. As if all that suffering, all that pain was the most exhilarating thing I'd ever seen. Well, I didn't know what to make of that memory myself for quite a long time. But then, things happened that made me understand. There is something inside my head, Saira. Some kind of second soul, an entity. Most of the time it sleeps, but there are situations in which it wakes up. Mostly when something atrocious happens or has happened. Blood, pain, death. Whenever I'm confronted with these kinds of things, it tries to... I don't know how to put it. Tries to take control of me, and then things like Alt Dothelgrad happen. It's never managed to completely take me over, and it hasn't gotten as far as it did in Alt Dothelgrad for a long, long time now. But that memory from the village, I think that is what happens when I let myself go completely. Yes, it is immense, Saira. I can feel it every time it is trying to take me over. I don't even want to think about what would happen if I were to give in completely. I figure. Listen, what happened in Old Dothelgrad, I never should have let it come to that. But that moment when he charged me, the blood on his sword, I just couldn't contain it. And when I gave in, when I hacked him into pieces, I simply felt so thrilled, complete. I was naive to believe it would never get that far again. Naive and stupid. But do you see now? This is the reason why I train so hard, why I always try to control my emotions no matter what people do or say to me. This creature inside me, it's always on the hunt. And the only way I can keep it at bay is by controlling both my body and spirit 100%. Just one moment of carelessness. That's all it takes. No way that I know of, at least. Who should I ask? The apothecary? There are two ways that would go. Either they would ridicule me, or they would take me seriously and report my condition to the Order. Neither way helps me, and who knows what the Order would do if they found out. especially as strained as the situation is right now. I don't know, Saira. Believe me, I've asked myself that question more than 100 times. And as much as I hate to admit it, yes, there's a chance it did. I'll never find out. I don't know. And truth be told, I'm not sure I want to. Well, what would be the alternative? Transcribe Pyrean books like the Magisters do all day? Or drop out entirely and pour hot water for the upper city's noblewomen? Look, Saira, as you already pointed out, there is a chance that this thing inside me is responsible for the massacre in the village. And if that's true, I definitely have a lot of repentance to do, don't you think? And even if it isn't, I want to change things, to make the world at least a little bit better. And yes, I do realize that this means a lot of hardship and hard work for me, but I'm not afraid of that. Do you know why? Because that's what's missing in this world. So many people just talk, and never act, because that would mean that they'd have to actually endure something for what they believe in. One that shouldn't be an exception. Anyway, the one thing I ask of you is to keep silent about what I've told you. It will never come to something like that again, I promise. I'd like some time by myself now, and thanks for listening.
This just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
Verse 80 100 times. The sky can rain fire. It just does never change.